Marc Knaap, he's the Executive Sales Director of EMEA of Advicent Solutions, and he joins us to discuss the Retail Distribution Review. This is something that we've been reading about, we've been hearing about, but maybe just take us back, help us understand. If I was a person that wanted to take out life insurance, for example, what would be the main differences here? So what does it mean for a consumer pre-RDR and post-RDR?
Okay, pre-RDR you would go to an advisor and they would tell you what the best solution for you was. But you wouldn't really know if that advisor was truly independent or that was tied to an insurance company. Post-RDR that's completely different because the commissions won't be paid anymore to the advisor. He will charge you a fee up front and will be truly independent in your product choice. So if you would like to buy an insurance, he would say, well, this is the best one for me. It's not necessarily the best one for you. That's what RDR is all about. So making clear to the consumer what they're buying, why they're buying it, and how much it would cost.
So this is a good thing for the consumer.
It's a very good thing for the consumer.
Okay, so and when can we expect this to come into effect?
Well, the FSB has come out with their recommendations. The industry is now going through the consultancy period. I think early March that will go back to the FSB and then there will be a timeline for implementation. I think for everybody it would be good if that would happen as quickly as possible. The FSB is quite aggressive in that, and the industry obviously have to implement certain changes, so they might want a slower implementation path.
What does it mean for financial advisors? So are you in effect taking away commission and is now being replaced with something else, with giving advice?
That's correct. So the financial advisors, it's a big change for them. They have to change their business model. Where in the old days they got paid by the product provider, so the insurance company, the mortgage company would pay the commission. They now have to charge you a fee to say this is what I'm going to help you with. You see a combination of fees, so people would tell you this is the upfront fee, but it could also say to you, well, we're running your pension plan, we're going to work with you to make 500,000 rands, 1.5 million rands, and we'll manage that fund for you, and we charge you a percent of that fee, so they get paid that way. So they have to retrain, change their business model, but it's all in the benefit of the consumer.
So this has been implemented in the UK.
Correct.
What were the issues when it came to implementing this? Because you're saying the FSB is pushing for this to be implemented as soon as possible. There are a lot of changes that are going to happen with financial advisors. Are we ready? What can we learn?
Well, the big lesson to learn is don't sit back and wait, really prepare, because it is coming down the line. So for the industry it means that the large insurance companies, the pension providers have to simplify their products so that the consumers understand. The channels, the way they talk to the consumer is changing as well, because the IFA used to be tied to them, they were selling their products for them, now they're not selling their products anymore, so there's a bit of education going on. Another big drive through RDR is technology. People want to talk online, they want to chat, they want to be on their mobile phone. So through all these channels, people have to now engage. So it has to be very clear to the consumer, is it independent, what's the product, what's coming down, and that takes a bit of time to implement.
These are the South African financial institutions. Have they started getting ready? You said that's the one set of advice that you can say. Have they started? And how much are they need to put away for these changes, because it costs money?
Well, that depends on your organization. It depends on the infrastructure that's there, of course. But we've had some of your really large financial institutions visiting us in the UK and in Europe to learn. So they come by and visit clients and say, well, how did you implement it? What were the effects? So they're absolutely getting ready to implement this. The same for financial advisors. We have seen a lot of financial advisors that work in South Africa coming to the UK to learn from their colleagues how they could change their business models to make a sustainable business.
Can they learn from their UK colleagues? South Africa and the UK, very different or not?
Very different and not. A life insurance is a life insurance, but it's different here. But the principle is the same, is explaining to people why do you need a life insurance? Why do you need to protect your mortgage? If something happens to you, are your kids looked after? That's the same principle all over the world. The regulation here is slightly different, but the principle is the same, so they can definitely learn from their colleagues in Europe.
How long did the rollout take in the UK?
It's still going on.
Oh, okay.
So if you go back, it started in 2006 when they then called the FSA, so the UK regulator, the FSB in the UK, started putting their plan together. It took them 6 years to finalise their plan, and it went live on the 1st of January 2013. But are continuously making changes to the program, and it's a rollout. Probably in a year's time we can really say what the effect has been.
Marc, thanks so much for giving us that industry overview and telling us what it means for the consumer. That was Marc Knaap, Executive Sales Director of EMEA at Advicent Solutions, telling us about another shake-up for the financial services.